Hello everyone, back again with me, Dante from Dante's Book Talk with another book review. Today I'm going to talk about one of the most disappointing books that I've ever read this year, and that is The Hunting Party by Lucy Folley. So I actually finished this book a couple of days ago, and I was left dissatisfied. The reviews on Goodreads did not lie. I should have listened to them, but unfortunately I didn't, so here we are. So what's so disappointing about this book? Well, let's talk about it. So The Hunting Party by Lucy Folley basically follows a group of friends who decide to hold a New Year's reunion at a remote location in Scottish wilderness. At first, they think that they're going to have a good time there. But unfortunately, unbeknownst to them, as soon as they arrive there, past grudges, terrible secrets, and their dark hidden selves start to surface. And in addition to that, one of their friends turns up dead. And with that, their New Year's reunion has just turned into their worst nightmare. Just a quick info, the story is told from two different timelines, from the past and from the present. While we're in the past, we follow 4 different point of views. And when we're in the present, we follow 1 point of view. So with the synopsis out of the way, let's talk about some of the good things first. First of all, the concept of the mystery in this novel is actually pretty good. Unlike your usual whodunit type of story, this book actually asks an additional question to the reader, and that is, who is the victim? So early on, we are told that there is a dead body, but we're not told who it is. So you can say that the concept is interesting. The next good thing about this book is probably the setting where the story takes place. The story takes place at a lodge in the Scottish wilderness named Loch Corrin that is both vast and beautiful, but at the same time it's also remote, cold, and just quiet. I just think that this kind of setting fits this kind of story. The last good thing about this book deals with the theme that it presents. So in this book there is this kind of theme of a darker side, basically how underneath all of the smiles and hugs, basically underneath all of those facades, these group of friends are not as nice as they appear to be. Sometimes this group of friends can act like animals. Even the book itself compare their behaviors to that of animals. But not only our group of friends, even the staff themselves have their darker sides, and the place itself is not as innocent and as beautiful as it appears to be. So when it comes to this theme, you can say that the book goes all out, and I just think that, well, it's pretty decent. Well, yeah, those are the only 3 good things that I was able to find from this book. And now let's talk about the negative things. But before we talk about some of the things that butcher the good concept this book has, don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification. And if you do enjoy this video, don't forget to like and share it as well. Thank you. Okay, so the first negative thing deals with the mysteries. Although the concept itself is interesting, the mysteries themselves are not that complicated and just too predictable. I was able to figure out who the victim was, maybe when I was still 1/3 into the book. And I was also able to guess the murderer before I was officially given the answer by the book. So at one point, the story ceased to be an engaging mystery thriller and felt more like a drama. The next negative thing deals with the suspect/side characters. I just think that the side characters here are just way too in the background, to a point where they just seem to be there because the author put them there. Unfortunately, this is not what you want, when you read a murder mystery, because you want all the side characters to feel significant. You want to get the impression that any of them can actually be the culprit. Unfortunately, such is not the case with this book. So while I was reading it, there were just some characters that I just did not care at all. So the next point is interesting because, like I mentioned earlier, the mysteries themselves are not that complex, but this is exacerbated even further by the author and whoever wrote the synopsis. Because in the synopsis, there is this sentence, one of these friends is a murderer and one won't make it out alive. And on a page before the story begins, there is this sentence, should old acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind. So this wouldn't be a problem if the book did not try to throw you off by suggesting the idea that the murderer could be an outsider or someone outside of this group of friends. But unfortunately, the book tries just that. So when I read those two sentences, I immediately pushed aside all the characters that did not have direct relationships with our group of friends. And unfortunately, these two sentences did not lie to me. My answer turned out to be correct. Like, why? Sadly, this also makes one of the characters, Heather, look bad. So basically, Heather is one of the good characters in the novel who also tries to find out the truth. Unfortunately, she also comes up with an idea that the culprit or the killer could be an outsider or someone else outside this group of friends. So whenever I saw her, come up with those kinds of ideas, I just felt embarrassed for her because I felt like I wanted to talk to Heather like, hey Heather, it's not. It's not your colleague, it's not an outsider. No, it's not. But I wasn't able to do that. Oh, hunting party. So maybe for future authors, please be careful with what you put, whether it's in the synopsis or maybe on the cover or anywhere else that is not in the story. Because those things could probably be more telling than you intend them to. So yeah, those are the 4 things that butcher the potential this book has. And the 4 things that definitely hurt the reading experience. So much so that I just think this book deserves 2.5 out of 5. Hopefully the next novel, which is The Guest List, which I already have here with me, can be better than this one, because I truly believe that the author has a chance to become a better mystery writer, and I hope that the next novel can prove me right. So yeah, that's basically my review of The Hunting Party by Lucy Folley. I hope you enjoy this review/rant, and don't forget to subscribe and like this video as well, and also share it with your friends. And yeah, that's all from me. Thank you for watching and staying, and I'll definitely see you in the next video. Thank you.